Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe,
Yes.
we have heard from Nuno and Ruben Neves ahead of the big game against Braga tomorrow night. I think the tone of the press conference and the way it's gone, they're just happy to get another game, aren't they? They want to move on from that debacle on Saturday pretty quickly, and this gives them the perfect chance to hopefully get up and running in the group stage.
Yeah, and for first game in the Europa League group stage, you want to start it in style, didn't you? And it's obviously a nice added spice going into the tie for quite a lot of the Wolves contingent. Obviously, Braga coming from Portugal, Ruben Neves, Diogo Jota, all these players that will have experienced playing against them in the past.
Yeah.
Now not quite looking at it with such kind of romance and sentimental value. Of course, he says it's just another game. It's not anything special. It's an opponent. We want to compete. We want to play, and they want to win. That's the key. Got to get out of that Chelsea hoodoo.
Yeah.
Got to get out of that bad performance. Hopefully have some momentum to take into Crystal Palace on Sunday.
Yeah, look, Wolves are big favourites for the game. I think 2-1 on with the bookies. Braga around 6.5, 7-1. But at the same time, look, Wolves just need a win, don't they? They need to get the fans going. Molineux was a little bit quiet on Saturday, as you can kind of expect when you're conceding 5 at home.
Yeah.
And they need to start quickly, don't they?
Need to start quickly, get the fans off the seats, get the atmosphere going. It'd be interesting to see, whether it will be a sellout in the end. We're looking at it yesterday. There was still about 1,000 odd seats still left going, but hopefully it will be a full house. And hopefully, as you say, get that quick start and get him singing, get him chanting. I think a key to that, and we spoke about him in the presser there. I think Patrick Catroni's got to play this one. So energetic off the bench at the weekend, just chasing every ball. Even when Wolves were, 5 down, or 4 down before it came 5. He was playing as if it was 0-0 and he was chasing a winner. So. I think playing him could really help Wolves in that regard and get that bit of energy, a bit more fresh legs, and hopefully start on the front foot.
Instead of someone like Raul or Jota, would you say?
Raul, I think. I mean, obviously, Raul is another one of that kind of contingent that has experienced Portugal. Obviously, played for Benfica, but in my opinion, anyway, I think he should be kind of rested with one eye on Palace. I think you want. I think you've got to treat Palace with a lot of importance, and you want your main goal threat 100% for that. And I think it's not as if you're resting him for someone who's kind of half the player that he is.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Catrone is a good player in himself. He's more than capable, coming from AC Milan. I think this could be, his time to really kick on from that first goal and hopefully kind of stake a claim and say, well, yeah, Diogo and Raul have been the two that have done so well over the past 12 months, but I'm here to force my way in the team.
Ruben Neves was a little bit more forthcoming when asked whether he was excited about playing Portuguese opposition, and in particular one person.
Ricardo Horta.
Horta?
I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
I'm probably not.
But it's that Black Country accent. You can blame it on anything. It's fine.
Yeah. Good friends, best friends,
besties,
best buddies,
besties
for life, besties for life, and they've played for Portugal together. Come through the age groups. He says they've been friends for a good 5 or 6 years. Very close families. So it's a special occasion for Ruben, but obviously, he wants to get one over his mate and send him home a bit unhappy. But it should be an intriguing battle. Horta scored a few goals for Braga in the qualifying games, so he's going to be a bit of a threat, bit of a live wire, but hopefully Wolves will keep him quiet.
Yeah, and look, I mean, the most important thing, I think, especially in a group stage, you've got 6 games, is to get 3 points on the board as soon as possible.
Yes.
Portuguese manager, full of Portuguese players. That's surely a big advantage when playing someone like Braga, especially at Molineux.
You'd think so. I mean, Traoré said it himself. We've got a Portuguese coach. We've got Portuguese Euro 2016 winners. We've got players who've played in Portugal. Jimenez, Bolly, Vinagre.
Bolly, of course, ex-Braga himself.
Bolly ex-Braga, Neto ex-Braga, Jordão ex-Braga. He's not going to play, but still, you can kind of.
Sorry, Jordão?
You can lean on his expertise, but they've got all the knowledge really that they could ever need going into a game. But we said it about Chelsea. They had the break, they had the chance to recharge the batteries. They'd beaten big sides in the past. They were unbeaten at Molineux for a while and they didn't get the job done. So you can have all the preparation you want, and obviously it stands you in good stead to have that knowledge. But ultimately, you've got to do it when you step out onto the pitch, and fingers crossed, Wolves do, and really show what they're about again.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do that not only with goals up front, but with a better defensive performance. Nuno did say about that Conor Cody was definitely going to start after giving a pretty tough time from Tammy Abraham. He also expanded a little bit more on Ryan Bennett and his exclusion.
Yeah. He kind of said the same thing that he said on Saturday. He says, "Oh well, do you want me to explain it again?" So he explained it again, but said it's about shapes and profiles. That's still what he says it was down to. That Bennett and Vallejo are his options on the right side of the defence, and that Saïss and Bolly are his options on the left side of the defence. And he basically made a decision and went for Vallejo. I'd really be surprised if he went for him again, just because I didn't think he was very good at all at the weekend. Bennett, I think he'd love to, get back in and get that kind of steady footing to go and carry into Palace. But Vallejo's played in the Europa qualifiers more so far, so it's interesting to see how that one shakes up.
Well, look, Ryan Bennett isn't some of the fans' cups of tea. I think he's very much Marmite. However, at the same time, you've got to think that they look more solid with him in that team. Now, Vallejo, if he is going to play him, and we know that Nuno is very, very stubborn in that, could you see a scenario where he does play Vallejo again and maybe save someone like Ryan Bennett for Crystal Palace away, which you'd have thought he'd be perfectly suited to?
I could easily see it happening, but I just think Bennett, Cody and Bolly, they've obviously been the back three over these past 2 years.
They know each other, don't they?
They know each other well, and they kind of hide each other's weaknesses. You've got Bennett, who's your kind of rough and tumble, old-fashioned centre-half, tuck your shirt in, stick your head in where it hurts. Bolly is the man mountain, who is, pretty decent on the ball as well, and
probably indispensable really to this lineup as we've seen.
And Cody is the ball player, so they kind of they hide each other's weaknesses, and they've got strengths which the other doesn't have, and that blend seems to be really nice. But with Vallejo, he doesn't really bring that defensive rigidity that Bennett does, that kind of firmness in the tackle. And obviously he's a Spaniard coming in from Real Madrid, but I don't think his ball playing's been very good recently. I think he's been going long quite a lot and giving the ball away. So,
this is also a play you've got to think. Okay, yes, he just come from Real Madrid. However, Wolves sign a lot of these loan players with an option to buy. There is no option to buy there, so that might come into his thinking as well. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? They've got to improve collectively.
They have. It's obviously not just Vallejo who's got to improve. Pretty much the whole team's got to improve. But it'd be interesting to see how it shakes up in the middle of the park as well. Leander Dendonk has just looked way off it in the past few weeks. I think Romain Saïss, many are saying he should come into the midfield. I'd agree with that.
Matt Doherty, do you think he's going to be pushing for a place with Adama Traore there?
Just kind of leaning towards Traore possibly, and perhaps, like you kind of alluded to with Bennett, perhaps kind of leaving one eye on Palace and getting him in from the start with that, perhaps half hour off the bench. But again, it's a 50-50.
It's difficult to call. Yeah.
It's difficult to call because nobody has really shone in these past couple of weeks, and plenty of places really seem up for grabs.
Hit me with a prediction then, Mr. Jer Edwards.
I'm fingers crossed, clean sheet and a couple of goals, 2-0.
Killed him there.
2-0.
2-0. I'm going to say that they're going to trounce Braga. I think that it will be a plethora of goals. 3 in the first half. Wolverhampton Wanderers 4. Braga 0. Myself, Joe, and Rosie Swarbrick will be there tomorrow night. For all the build-up on this one, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.